is up, my little baby internet land? Oh dear. I've got another serious topic I want to talk about. And I'm sorry. It's been so serious lately. I'm not like this, but gosh, sometimes things, they just stick with me, right? Okay. So let's talk about Aaron Bushnell. Not really Aaron Bushnell, but the act of what Aaron Bushnell did and how the media has chosen to cover it. And I want to talk about someone else in relation to this topic. I want to talk about Bobby Sands. Bobby Sands is someone who was from Northern Ireland. He was born in the 50s. Don't remember the exact date, but have to keep myself distracted to get through these, so it's kind of a, issues and ranges of numbers with me. Anyway, I guess we have to start a little bit earlier and with a little bit different topic that I'm not going to cover too much, but have you ever heard of the Troubles in Northern Ireland? Well, in Ireland? So there were these conflicts about who would be in charge of the place and how it would be run. Would it be Protestants? Would it be Catholic? Would it be... oh gosh. Anyway, there were a couple decades worth of, fighting. I don't really know what else to call it. It was just fighting. People died. There were car bombs. It was a bad fucking time, okay? Now, during that time, a man named Bobby Sands was taken as prisoner. Now, Bobby Sands, by the people who were imprisoning him, was thought of as purely a criminal. They were looking at the IRA as, a terrorist organization, essentially, right? And so he was just a criminal. The problem is, Bobby Sands and all of his fellow IRA members in jail with him, they didn't think they were criminals, right? They were actually political prisoners. And in a lot of people's minds today, through the lens of history, they were absolutely political prisoners. But at the time, they were not recognized as such by their captors. Now, they decided, they had themselves a plan. It was a hunger strike. Now, many people participated. I don't know their names. For that, I apologize, but let's be real. It's lucky I remember the names I remember. Now, Bobby was the first one who started his hunger strike. He progressed along and eventually passed away from his hunger strike. Cause of death is listed as starvation. Now, the policy of the Roman Catholic Church, I will say this right here, because I think this is an interesting group to point out. The Catholic Church revered his act as one done in good conscience, violent in its own way, but done in good conscience. Now, there are several bishops and people, higher up in the church type people. Anyway, they did not see it that way. And, fine, you're entitled to have your opinion. And, the church isn't some sort of dictatorial place where they insist that you have their opinion. Weird that the Catholic Church is a little bit more free on that one. But, anyway. Margaret Thatcher viewed his death as an act of a self-inflicted passing. And the media in the West, like our media, referred to it as a self-inflicted passing on like all borders, all edges, all boundaries, all of those things, right? Self-inflicted. Now, the other day, the media reported Aaron Bushnell as, that dude, he just went up to the Israeli embassy and he lit himself on fire, and we don't know why. He's crazy, I guess. Must be a mental illness. Must be self-inflicted, unaliving, words, yay. Now, through the lens of history, we look at Bobby Sands and we see a political prisoner, which is what he died for. The Troubles were a political battle. The IRA, a political group, no matter what anyone wanted to think of them as, right? Now, how long is it going to take before Western media, before certain people on YouTube, before all of these things, how long is it going to take before people recognize Aaron Bushnell as making the sacrifice that he made? Which I in no way condone, support, or suggest. It's not a good idea. Don't do it. Yay, responsible YouTuber. Now that's out of the way. He seemed aware, right? It was a choice he made. He hit broadcast on his phone. I just don't think that somebody who is allowing a mental illness to make a choice, I'm sorry, but they act differently in the moment, This dude was so convicted that while probably breathing in like fire, he was screaming "Free Palestine." I don't know about y'all, but like if I hit my elbow too hard on something, I'm like screaming in pain and I'm immediately forgetting whatever the hell I was just saying. And no, this dude had conviction. That's not mental illness. That's a sacrifice, right? Rest in power, Aaron. Rest in power.